Long ago, in a land where mountains scraped the heavens and rivers shimmered with magic, there existed a realm called Eldoria. Eldoria was no ordinary kingdom. It was a land of wonders, where dragons soared through the skies, and the earth itself hummed with ancient spells. But at the heart of this enchanted realm was the Crystal of Eldoria, a powerful artifact said to contain the essence of all magic. Whoever possessed the crystal controlled not only the kingdom, but the balance of all things magical. For centuries, the crystal was guarded by the royal family, passed down from one generation to the next. It was not just a symbol of power, but of peace. However, the peace would not last forever. One fateful night, a shadow crept across the kingdom. A sorcerer, banished long ago for his greed and lust for power, returned. His name was Malgor, and his heart was as dark as the abyss. With his army, he stormed the castle, his eyes fixed on the crystal.
At last, the power of Eldoria shall be mine.
But the royal family, knowing they were no match for Malgor's dark magic, made a desperate choice. They entrusted the crystal to their youngest daughter, Princess Lyra. Only 17, Lyra had lived a sheltered life within the palace walls. But now, the fate of the entire kingdom rested in her hands. Her parents' last words to her echoed in her mind.
Go, Lyra. Take the crystal far from here. Protect it at all costs. Eldoria's future depends on you.
With tears in her eyes, Lyra fled into the night, clutching the crystal. She did not know where she was going, only that she needed to keep the crystal away from Malgor. The kingdom was in chaos, and hope seemed distant. Days passed, and Lyra wandered deep into the forgotten forest, a place of mystery and danger. Few dared to enter its depths. It was here, lost and exhausted, that Lyra stumbled upon an old, weathered cottage. There she met an elderly woman, her eyes filled with wisdom and warmth.
You are not just running, child. You are seeking. Come inside. There is something you must learn.
The woman was no ordinary elder, but an ancient seer who had once served the kings of Eldoria. She revealed to Lyra that the crystal was not simply an object of power, but a living force, tied to the very soul of the kingdom. And to unlock its true potential, Lyra would need more than courage. She would need to understand its magic, to form a bond with the crystal itself. For days, Lyra trained under the seer's guidance, learning the art of combat and the ways of magic. She practiced with a sword in hand and the crystal at her side, mastering swift movements and powerful strikes. Slowly, the crystal revealed its magic to her. With each passing day, Lyra's strength grew, and she learned to fight not just with skill, but with the ancient magic of Eldoria itself. But time was running out. Malgor's forces had tracked her to the forest, and soon, a great battle would begin. Lyra knew she could not hide any longer. And so the battle began. Lyra stood at the center, the crystal pulsing with energy. She raised it high, and for the first time, the full power of Eldoria surged through her.
You cannot stop me, child. The crystal belongs to me.
But Lyra, no longer afraid, stepped forward.
The crystal belongs to Eldoria. It belongs to the people, not to a tyrant like you.
With one final burst of energy, the crystal unleashed its full potential, enveloping Malgor in a brilliant light. His dark magic was no match for the purity of the crystal's power. Slowly, his form dissolved and shadow covered the Eldoria disappear. The battle was over, but the story did not end there. Lyra returned to the castle, not as a princess fleeing in fear, but as a queen who had saved her kingdom. She placed the crystal back upon the throne, not to wield its power, but to safeguard it for future generations, and so, the Crystal of Eldoria continues to glow, a beacon of hope.